how many times today did you practice alchemy? Unlike pharmacology, for example, right? You go to the pharmacist and you ask for a specific compound. If it's a compounding pharmacist, they
Yeah.
can actually go to the shelf and they can take the various things. They can throw them in a mortar and pestle, grind them all together, right? Make them into pills, hand it to you, compounded, just the way you asked for. Can't really do it these days, but that's how it used to work.
Hmm.
Um, but they're following a flow chart, right? There's no guarantee that the chemist or the pharmacist was present during it. In fact, you could get the same compound from some machine that was programmed to do it as you do from a mindless chemist, mindless pharmacist doing the mixture themselves. Yeah, as long as the ingredients are okay, then you have a pill in the end. But it has zero vitality to it. It's just a chemical, you see. The difference between that and alchemy, and we're going to talk about something called spagyrics today because it's a precursor to alchemy. But the difference between that and chemistry is that the alchemist is present, or the spagyricist is present in the operation. They invest themselves consciously into the outcome. Now,
Well, yeah.
let me put it another way, okay? Presumably, you made yourself or each other breakfast, lunch, and dinner, given that there's a 7-hour difference, maybe not dinner yet, right? But now, there is a chance right there for you to be a cook or an alchemist, depending on whether you're present in the moment or not. If you're just cracking eggs into a pan and baking
Oh,
tofurkey, yeah, whatever, right? If you're just going through the mechanics of it, you're no better than a chemist. But do you realize that you're putting this into your body and into each other's bodies? Yeah. And you have an opportunity right there to, let's say, that you realize that yourself or the one that you're preparing this food for needs something. They need more compassion. They've had a rough day. They need love. They need whatever the case is. Can you hold that state in you while you prepare it? Hmm?
yeah.
Then you're no longer just a cook. You're an alchemist in the kitchen. Hmm? And you see, you also have the opportunity to work with elements. Let's say that you detect that you are low on your water element. What kinds of foods are you going to put into that dish instead of just popping open the fridge or the pantry and looking and seeing, let's see, that's available, that looks good. Do you realize how low that is, right? To go, that looks good without any sort of internal process of what's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
do you have rules about this, right? Certain things only go with breakfast, certain things only go with lunch, and certain things only go with dinner? No? Okay. Right.
Sort of.
I don't.
You would. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Some people do, some people don't, right? But
Yeah.
it's good to take a different approach to it when you're preparing your food. And instead of saying, well, I can only eat eggs in the morning, right, because it's a breakfast food, or toast or whatever the case is, to look at to process what it is that you need or what it is the other person needs, and then combine that, yeah, to a healing benefit for a person.
Yeah.
What are some examples of water foods? Let's say that you need water, the water element in you. I mean, could you go for soup? Right? Sure. There's a bit to do with flavor and things like that with it. But yeah, juice nectars, for example, could be considered water. See
What
where I'm going
about
with this? Huh?
vegetables?
Depends on the
Would
vegetable. A cucumber, very much cooling in water.
Yeah.
Yeah, cucumber. It also depends on where you get it, you see. If you're picking apples, that's more of an air type of thing, or peaches, right? Something that comes from the air part of the tree, the upper part. that has more of an airy aspect to it. If you're eating carrots, that's earth. Hmm?
Yeah.
Now, certain things like I mean, roots are pretty easy to figure out that it's an earthy thing, isn't it? But you take a cucumber, and its nature is very much watery, isn't it? Yeah, it'll cool you down if you're running hot. Yeah, some cucumber water is very, very good if you have that kind of excess fire energy. Hmm? What's fire? You don't have to be a vegetarian, right? You can still get fire with certain spices, can't you? But meats
Oh
generally
yeah.
is meat. Yeah, oh yeah. Meat,
Chilies.
yeah, meat generally, meat and fish are well, fish can be either way, but meats are often encourage that fire aspect of a person. You don't have to eat meat to get it though. You can certain types of spices. Yeah. To do as a bit of homework is to start using your own detection systems. Next time you prepare a meal, I mean, grains. What is grains? What kind of element is that? Begin to put the various ingredients and things that you're preparing in your food. Begin to put it into categories of the air, earth, water, or fire categories.
Yeah.
Yeah. And play around with it. Have fun with it. Begin to cast your faculties to it. Yeah. Get this sense. Hold it in your hand. Hold a cucumber in your hand and see what kind of registration it has on your body. Yeah. Does it cool you down just by having it in your aura, for example?